Education Subcommittee to order on Bill S-692. Um, we've taken quite a bit of testimony. We've also, just for the record, have received a significant number of communications and emails from a lot of different people. I mean, a lot of parents, teachers. I mean, really across the board. So we've had the benefit of digesting that. So I guess I want to thank those that have contributed in that way and in other ways in helping us get to where we hopefully are today. Um, I'll start, and the purpose of this meeting is to give the members of the subcommittee, an opportunity to discuss and kind of talk about steps going forward. But I'll just kick us off with two recommendations that I would like to make. First, I'd like to recommend that we pass 692 on to the full Senate Education Committee with a favorable report for consideration. I'm not pieces of the bill, of the original bill, that the department is relying upon to enact this homeschool 4 program, or unbundler program, as they've called it. So that it would tighten that piece up and get us back to where we thought we were. Um, but I think we need to, I would like to see that move. The second thing that is maybe probably more important to me, uh, in this process, I'm real concerned about the lack of hard data, um, and where the overall education scholarship trust fund account is, but specifically this unbundler program, and where's the money going, who's approved, how many students are in it, were the students in it the first year or the second year. We've had differing, we've got some conflicting data on some of that. I think we need to take a real deep dive and hard look at that part of the program, not to try to uh, tear it up, but really to try to make it stronger and to try to find where those weaknesses might be in the program in its early implementation stages, and to try to plug those leaks as we go down, and make those adjustments as we go forward. So it's a substantial amount of money. So what I would recommend is that we request an analysis by the Legislative Audit Council to take a look at the entire program, but specifically focusing on the unbundler part of the program, and take a look at where that money's going, how it's being spent, where it's being spent, how many people, where are they coming from, just the a lot of that data that we got, sort of conflicting data about, we can get kind of just figure that out once and for all. So that's my those are my two suggestions.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Barnesburg.
I agree with you, but how long does that legislative audit process generally take?
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw one last year with one of the charter school authorizers, and they finished up their work in probably November. So I don't expect it. It's not. I wouldn't expect it to be overnight. I'd rather get it right than get it fast. But I'm thinking in
I
sometime in the
don't
off
want it to
season.
be 3 years
No,
either.
no, yeah, I don't. I'm hoping. Surely,
Sometime this year.
I would think. I mean, it's still a relatively
Right.
limited number
Okay.
of universe of students. So yeah, I hope no. Hopefully we get that answer in the off season, and then come back next year. Whatever adjustments that they suggest, we can consider those, much like we did with the charter schools this year. We got those recommendations back. We're able to incorporate those into the bill that we passed over the House about a month ago. So that's kind of my hoping that's what we would do. The comments.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm fine with the process you've laid out. This whole thing is so disappointing to me. The the changes that are outlined in 692, I think they're fine. But honestly, if you're not going to have a good faith implementation of the law and you're going to try to get around it, I don't know that it matters what we do. Um, if the if the if the end result is just this is what we want, so we're going to read something. I mean, the whole thing is just disappointing to me. That we are where we are, um, and that there are maybe 1,000, who knows for sure, maybe 1,000 children who are caught in the middle of all this. Um, that is more than disappointing, and that they are trying, well, they are being used as pawns, um, which is extremely frustrating to me. Um, but I mean, there's got to be good faith, and I think that's been missing. Um, so I'm fine with the proposals that you've outlined. Um, it's just very disappointing that we're in the position that we're in, and I don't really know what other course to take at this point other than the one that you've laid out. Um, and I wish I'd been smart enough to come up with a different course of action, but I haven't been, and so I'll support the proposal that you just articulated.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would agree wholeheartedly with my colleague, Senator from Edgefield. I would want to reiterate what the Senator from Orangeburg said as well. I hope we can do this really quickly. As someone who came along in this process and was convinced that this is something that could actually be good. Okay, we all remember how it started with at-risk kids, disadvantaged kids, giving them an opportunity to move from schools that were not doing as well to greater opportunities. So, I mean, I would say that the best of the Senate came out with the intent. I mean, I think we all got together and both sides came together and kind of came up with what we did. And quite honestly, Mr. Chairman, I was proud of that. I was proud of the bipartisanship that exists. This concerns me. This concerns me. There are those who never thought something like this could work that are now saying to us, "I told you so." Yeah, told you so. And so, whatever we can do to fix this, I think we should. So, I would support your recommendations 100%. Thank you for that.
Thank you. And I'll echo kind of what you said in a couple of meetings, and that's, I've kind of been made a liar. I've expressed what the program was, what I thought it was, to a lot of people and told them what it wasn't. And I told them it wasn't about homeschool kids. And that was because the homeschool people didn't want to be included. They didn't want the accountability. And so now I've had to backtrack that. It also disappoints me that groups out there that support this or seem to be doubling down on social media as to what this is, and that we're trying to kill what they've started. And to me, that's just kind of disingenuous. And I really, I support exactly the path we're taking. And I know the House may not take it up, but I sure want people to know where the Senate stands.
Further discussion, I'd entertain a motion for favorable report on 692. Second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right, thank you. 692 will be sent to the Full Education Committee for consideration with a favorable report. Secondly, we have we've got the letter drafted requesting the LAC report. It requires 5 signatures from 5 senators to initiate that process. I believe we've got.
We had the wrong one. I'll pass.
Okay, we'll circulate that later today, and we'll get that taken care of. Lastly, and this is just sort of, again, try not to, I don't want to fly under false colors, or I don't want to surprise anybody, but I do think in the budget process, I intend to make some suggestions in the budget process. One, a proviso that would prohibit a homeschool 4 program in next year's budget. Secondly, and I'm still thinking about it, but perhaps tapping the brakes. We have 10,000 kids that are in the program this year. We have scheduled under the statute 15,000 are supposed to enter the program or be eligible for the program in this coming year. Again, I may be suggesting that we tap the brakes and keep that at $10,000 in this fiscal year until we get to the point that number one, we get the Legislative Audit Council report, we get better data, have a better understanding about where the weaknesses are. And you hate to, and give the department, quite frankly, I mean, there's a lot I'm upset about, but I also have to give them a little bit of grace because you're still building it while you're flying it. And I recognize that there are good faith, legitimate problems, little hooks that are going to come up in any new program you put in. So there may be, some other things that are revealed that have nothing to do with homeschool 4 that are other kind of issues that we need to tweak and adjust. So I don't know that just kind of holding the ground for the short term might be a good idea, but again, those are discussions for another day. I just share that with the subcommittee because I didn't want anybody to hear that in the budget and go, well, what's he got up to? So that's just something I'm kind of mulling over. Any further discussion? Next week. Yeah, full committee will be next Wednesday. Other discussion? Seeing none, we stand adjourned. Thank you.